Okay, so good evening, Mr. Kobina, and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
So how are you today? I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, everything is okay.
So let's start from where we ended last week about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And I would like to know, how are you feeling psychologically? Recently, you've heard about the number of people being quarantined and how the number of deaths are increasing. So how are you really feeling?
Yeah, let me say, psychologically, I feel stressed about the situation, and it's quite disturbing because there is a great deal of uncertainty about this COVID-19,
Yeah.
and then it's quite concerning. So I sit here and I don't know how and when this is going to stop because it's affecting the global economy at the same time, taking innocent lives.
Yeah.
And I also think back home about my family, how they are going to protect themselves on this tragedy, because it's quite disturbing.
Oh, yeah. It's really disturbing and it's really
Yeah.
concerning. So I think that it's high time that every single one of us play our part, by providing incredible information on how we can prevent the virus and also taking the preventive method very seriously. And our next point is most experts, like the scientists and also people in the business community, are saying that this virus might take a while for them to get a vaccine or for it to slow down. So from what you've been hearing and from what you've been watching on social media, how seriously would this outbreak affect the global economy?
Yeah, the UNTDA said that the global economy, because of the outbreak, is going to cost them about $1 trillion.
Wow.
Which is quite a lot of money.
Of course.
So when you make your checks from 1995 to 2020, the global GDP from 1995 to 2020 have fallen at 2% due to this outbreak, which means that when this outbreak still run at a pace, then that means it's going to cost us $2 trillion.
Wow.
Which is a lot. So when there is no solution to this outbreak, it's going to really cost us. But then I think life matters more than all this money. So when, let's say, we lost $2 trillion to the economy, then we save 2 trillion lives. It's much better.
It's much better, of course.
Than to lose 2 trillion lives, then make 2 trillion
dollars,
2 trillion plus for the economy. Because when people are alive, they are the ones going to take care of the economy.
Exactly.
So when you boost the economy and the people are dead, who are going to work for the economy?
Yeah, you see. Yeah, life is really important, and we the humans can get everything back in order with time. Of recently, the Thai authorities have suspended visa on arrival and the visa free to many countries. How seriously will this new rule affect the tourism sector in Thailand?
Yeah, I really like the approach of the Thai authority to cut that visa waiver. It means that the Thai authority are not focusing on the rules to suit the other foreigners, but rather they are taking principles that will benefit the citizen of the country. So actually, what they are doing now is they are even not thinking at all about the loss of the tourist attraction and all that, but they are thinking about how to protect the citizens, which I think it demonstrates great sense of patriotism.
Yeah,
that all countries that are in part of this outbreak must practice.
Oh, I see. But don't you think that this measure is rather too drastic for them to suspend this visa on arrival and the visa free countries? Because we know that we have the Chinese, they are the ones spending so much money in the tourism and sector in Thailand.
So when you make your checks, due to the drastic measures they've taken, that's why the case is stable. and a lot are also recovering. So if they should open up thinking about, the loss they are making, the cases would have risen. But now, because they are focusing more on their citizens' health and trying to put on proper health care for all those who have already contracted the disease, which is a very great measure.
Yeah, that's really nice. I want to ask you if you've noticed the low number of tourists in your area. Like yesterday, I saw a picture of the main airport in Bangkok.
Yeah.
It was like really empty. I was like, wow, is it Bangkok International Airport? Because I've been there a couple of times, and you can see how busy that airport is. And for you to see that empty, I know I was really surprised. But I want to ask, like, within your neighborhood, have you kind of realized the changes? Like there are no tourists around, and shops are closing down because they are unable to sell stuffs?
Yeah, people are more concerned about the danger of the virus. So people are closing their shops. Some institutions are also closing up because this virus travels very fast. So when people are crowded at a particular place, it's easy to spread. That's why the airports are empty. Because airports are exposed to this disease, which when if we contract, there will be a ban on the Thai people traveling outside to anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's better for them to maintain the little cases and find the preventive measures to it. So in that, around here, you can see some shops are really taking good preventive measures by closing them. That means they are thinking about the health aspect, not about the income.
Okay. And recently, I heard from the news that the status of the virus been changed from an epidemic to a pandemic. And there's some of our viewers or some of the people back home in Africa might be wondering, what is the difference between an epidemic and a pandemic? So can you throw more light to that?